Easy Explained, The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. DuBois, Introduction and Overview. So first of all, who was he? William Edward Burghardt DuBois, that's what the W.E.B. stands for, was born in Massachusetts in 1868, and towards the end of his life, in his later years, he actually moved to Ghana and died there in 1963. He lived a very long life as well, up to 95 years old. Very impressive, very long life. So a little bit about his history, his upbringing. So Du Bois was born free, right? We're going to be comparing this largely back to Booker T. Washington as well. And Booker T. was born as a slave. Du Bois was educated in public schools. If you're familiar with Booker T. Washington, he really had to fight and struggle for his education. He was tricking white children a lot of the time to teach him lessons as they got out of school. Du Bois had an education, and he was even college educated. He went on to earn his BA from Fisk University in 1888. And he stayed in education. He stayed in higher education. He went on to earn his PhD from Harvard. Huge accomplishment. And then he did a lot of moving around, writing, teaching, lecturing. So he's associated with quite a few different higher education universities and institutions. Some of them being University of Berlin, Wilberforce University, University of Pennsylvania, UPenn, and Atlanta University. So, working at all these institutions, he was teaching, right? He was lecturing. Sometimes he was doing, grant-based or funding-based research work. So, a lot of this dabbled into sociology. So he's really known for a lot of his work as a sociologist. It spills over into history. It's very historical at times as well. He was known for writing poetry. A lot of his books have poems in them that he wrote that he'll either use to open a chapter or an essay or close a chapter or an essay. And, really known for the works he published, his novels, his books, his philosophy. So that brings us to 1903. So this is when Du Bois is going to publish perhaps his best known, his most well-known work, The Souls of Black Folk, which took a very different stance on being black in America than the one Booker T. Washington was simultaneously promoting. So in 1901, just 2 years earlier, Booker T. Washington published From Slavery. 2 years later now, in 1903, Du Bois is going to take a very different stance. As we're going to see, that's really what we're going to be exploring here in this series. Over the next several years, right, especially moving through 1905 and beyond, Du Bois gets, very active, really starts to play a very big hand, very involved in a lot of different ways, most notably in the founding of the NAACP. A lot of credit goes back to Du Bois for that. So from getting involved in the NAACP, one of their earliest and largest events, gatherings, meetings, took place at Harper's Ferry in 1906. And at this event, Du Bois spoke to the masses. He spoke to the crowd, to the gathering. I think it's just a really good quote. This is actually featured in the beginning of my copy of The Souls of Black Folk. And I thought it'd be very fitting to kind of fit in right here to kind of show you where we're going to be going with this. So just do an intro, an overview, start to get ready to tackle this work of Du Bois's. So he says that we want full manhood suffrage, and we want it now. We want discrimination and public accommodation to cease. We want the Constitution of the country enforced. We want our children educated. We are men. We will be treated as men, and we shall win. Right. So very optimistic. Really a call to action here. Very energizing. So I think that does a really good job of setting the stage and getting us ready to dive into The Souls of Black Folk. But for now, hope this helps.